In today's episode, we are celebrating my birthday. Yay. And the best way that I want to go about doing this is sharing five lessons slash accomplishments, if you will, that I have been able to achieve this year. And I think by sharing this information with you, you're going to find it beneficial and hopefully inspiring as well. So, lesson number one, or accomplishment number one, however you want to look at it, is that I've been in a position to really expand my relationship with God. And the reason why I'm so excited about this is because these past couple of years have been extremely trying for me. I've had so many circumstances and people that are doing their best to try my patience, if you will. But just so you know, they got the right one. And I am one of those people that is going to fight to the end because I'm all about getting justice. And I know that, and for those of you that are not familiar with my situation, I was a victim of a full gut rehab scam. I'll leave that information in the comments below. But to make a long story short, I've basically been living um, the verse, if you will, Luke 18, verses 1 through 8. And that's the story of the persistent widow. Although I'm not a widow, but I've been living that story of me trying to get justice for my situation. And the past couple of years have just been in and out of different courtrooms, just trying to get justice for something that is super simple. I've got the pictures and the video and all this other stuff, but again, that situation in conjunction with some other folks that I'm dealing with that are a couple fries short of a happy meal as well, it's been a lot. It has been a lot. But what has been amazing to me is seeing how I'm like, God, I cannot take this anymore. You said in First Corinthians 10:13, you wouldn't give us more than what we could bear. You said that all things would work together for my good. In Romans 8:28, I've just been keeping these verses in my mind on repeat. And just when I think that I can't handle something else, he shows me, this is why I had you go through XYZ. And I'm like, oh, if I hadn't have gone through that, I wouldn't know this. Or if you didn't do that, even though it even though what that person was doing was trying to harm me, I really was able to see Romans 8:28 and all these other Bible verses that I repeatedly kept going through my mind in action. I was able to see it in action. And although I didn't like it, and trust and believe, I did let God know, hey, I really don't want to be a part of the soldier package. I want the soft life package. I let him know that, but again, he knows what's best. And that actually brings me to point number 2. I'm just when I look at my list here, is that I'm a lot more resilient than what I think. There were so many times where various people that were trying to bring me down got in a couple punches, not figuratively, trust and believe, not figuratively, but metaphorically, if you will. Um, there were some times that folks were able to get in some some licks, if you will, in an effort to keep me down. But God was able to use those obstacles as a stepping stone because I refused to give up. Because I know once you give up, you might as well just, you're not going to be in a position to enjoy your life if you continue to allow people to treat you as a doormat. And for those folks that are adverse to confrontation, or, I don't thrive or enjoy confrontation, but, if you started a fight with me, trust and believe I'm going to end it for you. And you're going to regret the fact that you made that decision, right? We are to be as bold as a lion. God did not instruct us to be doormats. So there were some situations where I thought for sure, oh man, I am just tired. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. But God, once again, when someone made the mistake of trying to harm me, I was able to calm down, be patient, regroup, pray, go to God in prayer, and he was able to he enabled me to see that, hey, I don't have to be afraid of someone retaliating against me because he can take that same weapon that they were trying to prosper against me and use it against them. And that's what I've been able to see firsthand. Um, I truly cannot wait to be done with this entire situation because I guarantee you the truth is quite stranger than fiction. This is going to make an amazing documentary. So that I will be doing myself. That's another project that I've got on the horizon because I feel like more people, not just because it's something that I've been through, but it's a way to educate the public themselves in how to um, making sure that take a look at some of the things that I've gone through, and then you could hopefully avoid this in the future for yourself. But also, it would just be an awesome showcase of what it means to have faith because there's no way in the world I would be as far as I am in the situation that I'm going through and being able to have peace. Um, Again, I'm not like skipping down the sidewalk type of peace, but at least it's the peace that I know that this is coming to an end. It's the peace that I know that God truly is causing all things to work together. He's taken all of the negative things that have happened to me over the past 3 years, and he's been able to create a beautiful collage of just, I don't know how else to say it, just resiliency. Look what you were able to accomplish. I can actually look back and look at all the things that I was able to accomplish that I didn't think was in me to do. All right. Point number 3, and I am super proud of this, is that I was able, throughout all this chaos and, uh, out of control circumstances, I was able to finish writing my first book. I am ecstatic about this book. It is called How to Live an Extraordinary Life with or Without Mr. Right, a Christian woman's guide on how to survive and thrive on Single Avenue. I'm so excited about this book coming out. Um, I'm just really excited. I'm working on the website, I'm working on the copy, and all of these things have been happening, but I was still able to pull off writing this book. And I feel like, right up there with that relationship with God is like number 2. Like they're almost it's number 3 for this list, but I'm just saying, I just feel like that's almost tied for number 1 in my heart because I still can't believe I was able to pull that off. So the reason why I'm so excited about this book is because I really do feel a lot of women, especially Christian women, can benefit from this book because so many of us have been conditioned into thinking that our entire validation is tied up in marriage and in kids. And it's just simply not the case. There are other options, ladies, other options. So I'm really excited about this book. And I'm thrilled. It's going to be coming out later this year. And yeah, that's one thing that I'm excited about. Number 4 on my list is self-care. So I am one of those people. I'm a very hard worker, but I'm also one of those people that will has a tendency to burn both ends of the candle. If I'm working on projects that I'm really passionate about, I can wake up at 5 and still go to bed around 2 a.m. If it's a project that I'm really passionate about. But what did I just say? That just sounded very disturbing, right? Look at how long I would be awake, right? Even if it's something that you're passionate about, you've got to take a moment to indulge in self care. And that's my number 4, self care, because I've always been one of those people. It's very hard for me to kind of like sit still sometimes, like even my vacations, if you will. I'm just not one of those people that's just like, oh, let me just sit on the water all day, or um, I'm just gonna lie on the beach. Like every now and then, yeah, that's cool. But I'm more of a, okay, if I'm at the beach, I want to go jet ski or something like that. Like I want the action, right? So self-care doesn't necessarily mean that you have to slow down, but I've been taking more time to myself in indulging in self-care. So doing little things like, going to get a mani-pedi or um just making sure that I take breaks throughout the day because there were some days where I would just sit and look at the computer all day long. Like I would work And then after work, I'd work some more on my personal projects. And it's just like, that's a lot of sitting, right? So I've been indulging more in self care. I've been going to a lot more gym group fitness classes, swimming, and just doing a lot more things for myself in order to stay in shape. And plus, I'm trying to lose a little weight too. So self care has been very high on my list. And last but not least, guys, I am very passionate about the fact that I've really been able to further connect with my connections. And what I mean by that is there are so many, we're all connected in some way, shape, or form. And there are some folks that I have connected with via the Hustle and Faith podcast that I have been able to, I made connections with them maybe a year or two ago. And now I'm in a position to either they help me or I help them. It's just amazing to see all of these different introductions that God has placed throughout my life now kind of coming into fruition, if you will. Like, I introduced you to this person because I knew you would need this person to do XYZ. Or I introduced you to this person because I know you can help this person get to XYZ in their book. Right. So it's been really amazing to see how all of my connections that I've made throughout the years are, I guess, coming into play, if you will, because some of these folks I hadn't talked to in years, and now all of a sudden, hey, um, they either contact me or I contact them because I know that they do a particular offer a particular service or have a product that I know could benefit someone else or could benefit me as well. So it's been really, really interesting to see that, and so I don't know about you, but birthdays are a time for me to sit back and reflect on the accomplishments that I've done, the accomplishments that I've made, and goals that I want to accomplish for the future. So, you know, in the event that you're one of those people, and when your birthday comes around, you kind of like either hide, like, I don't want to think about it, or, you're just not as happy when your birthday comes around. I want you to sit back and take some time and reflect on why that is the case, because birthdays are to be a time for celebration and reflection on what you've accomplished as well as where you want to go in the future. And so hopefully me sharing the lessons slash accomplishments that I've achieved this year will inspire you to create your own list. So, yeah, cheers to 42 years. In the event that this episode resonated with you and you feel that it would be beneficial for your friends and family to hear it, be sure to share it with them. And remember, if you're everything to everyone, you risk being no one. You never know who you will inspire. See you in the next episode.